Before we start this video, I want to remind you, no fucking Fed posting. Do you understand me? None of this, oh, well, what are you going to do about it? None of this, oh, we have to go and do X, Y, and Z. No, 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 no. We are just calm, impartial witnesses to the things that are happening in my country. Do you understand? Trust me, we are doing things in the background. We are moving political pieces across the board. But for now, we're just going to remind ourselves as to why we're moving in the directions that we're moving. No Fed posting. So, this weekend is the Glastonbury Festival in Glastonbury in England. And it is, as Chris points out, the whitest thing Jon Snow has ever seen. It's an incredibly bourgeois music festival that attracts, well, almost an entirely white clientele, white English bourgeois clientele, and they are so fucking insufferable that you just wouldn't believe it. I mean, there's the standard woke lefty nonsense, right? I don't see any borders, do you? With a picture of the Earth? Well, I mean, if you don't draw any borders on, sure. I mean, is the Great Wall of China visible from space? But I mean, that's around the other side, so we'll skip that. But I can't help but notice that it's on a fence. And this is a hypocrisy that they've been repeating for many, many years. In 2017, Jeremy Corbyn spoke there, and this is what he had to say.
If you can see that far, look on the wall right over there that surrounds this wonderful festival. And there's a message on that wall for President Donald Trump. And you know what it says? Build bridges, not walls.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. The sheer galaxy brain of the Glastonbury Festival. And everyone just happens to be pointing this out. It's like, well, hang on a second. Got a bunch of rich kids who have turned up to a festival that's walled in like you would never believe. I mean, this is the kind of wall that Egypt uses to wall off Gaza. Like, this is an incredible wall. A big, beautiful wall, and it works. It stops people like with guard towers. It stops people from getting in because you have to pay like 400 quid for the weekend, which is not cheap. And just remarkable. It's like, yeah, build bridges, not walls. I don't see any borders, do you? It's like, I see some pretty bloody impressive ones, and I wish we'd use them for our own countries, not just your precious little festival. But the thing is as well, right? If you do jump the fence, they've apparently got some sort of little jail inside that you get put in before you get deported. It's like, what? How? I just want Glastonbury nationalism, bro. I just want the same border policy as the Glastonbury Festival. Is that too much to ask? I just want the same border protection as the Glastonbury Festival. And yet, inside their borders, these, again, bourgeois pricks are just like, build bridges, not walls. Fuck Donald Trump. Like, oh my God, you're the worst. And the founder of Glastonbury, right, if you were like, oh, well, that seems kind of woke. Yeah. It's insanely woke, and the founder's like, look, people who don't agree with our politics of the event can go elsewhere. It's like, oh, don't trust me, I'm absolutely going to. But let's actually talk about the politics of Glastonbury, because it's pretty radical, right? It's so far to the left that it actually seems to genuinely be bordering on incitement to terrorism at this point. It's hard to see how much further to the left they can actually go, actually. So they've got Kneecap playing. Kneecap, you'll remember, they're just being censored by the British state. I mean, they were openly praising Hamas and Hezbollah, right? One of them is currently on terrorism charges, and so it's not going to be broadcast on the BBC because he will probably get convicted for this because he, at a gig in Kentish Town, was flying the Hamas flag. Oh no, sorry, the Hezbollah flag. Hezbollah being a proscribed terrorist group, because they're terrorists, and he was like, no, here's their flag, I'm waving this because I think they're amazing. And he was reading a book as well. There was a picture of him like proudly reading this book, brandishing it for the camera, of a Hezbollah terrorist leader of some sort. And it's like, right, so he's probably going to get charged with this, right? I mean, it's kind of hard to see how he's not giving support to a proscribed terrorist group when he gets on stage, flies their flag, and says that they're brilliant. And so, like, oh yeah, well, the BBC won't play our set. It's like, well, yeah, I'm not too surprised. I am surprised that they're even allowed to have people who are potential terrorists at the event. I mean, Keir Starmer did say, look, you probably shouldn't have these people because they're terrorists. But I guess the Michael Eavis was just like, yeah, well, if you don't agree with our politics, you can go somewhere else. It's like, but your politics are murdering innocent civilians, which is just remarkable. And there's been another ban. I mean, this is sorry, before we go on, this is what it looked like in preparation for Kneecap's set, apparently. Can't help but notice every flag but a British flag. Like, like just every foreign flag you can possibly imagine. Obviously, nothing patriotic to the West is represented here. And so this is genuinely a kind of crazed gathering of traitors. I'm not trying to over-egg it, but I don't know what else you would say when they're all there waving foreign flags for people who are on terror charges from radical at an event hosted by radical leftists. But the thing is, it gets worse, right? So there's a band called Bob Villain. Now, interesting how that's a play on Bob Dylan, but interesting, like, yeah, we're villain. It's like, oh, the villains, right? Okay, got it, understood. I agree, you're probably also the villains. But this is insane. I can't imagine being part of a political movement that is allowed to chant these kinds of things. Again, look at every foreign flag under the sun.
Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! Alright, but have you heard this one, though? Death, death to the IDF! 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 Hell yeah, from the river to the sea, Palestine.
That is crazy. I mean, like, Chris is just like, yeah, Glastonbury seems to have become a hate fest. It's like, well, they're platforming probable terrorists. They're chanting death to the IDF, and I'm sure that means that bodes great things for Israel. It's like this is kind of wild how this is just essentially a kind of pro-terrorism political rally that, 400,000 or however many it is, like middle-class white people are going to go to have their favourite sort of minstrels up on the stage project their politics back at them. Like this, I get the feeling this is a kind of weird catharsis for them, because really, it's the middle-class white people who make this system what it is. Like, all of these, like, all of these sort of like minority groups and all the client identities that they're so concerned about are all maintained and upheld by the straight white people who are cathartically like, yeah, death to the IDF. Like, so this is just, down with Britain and all this other stuff they do. It's like, it's so weird how they essentially have to kind of morally purge themselves by doing this. And every year they have, like, lots of ethnic bands, but there's no ethnic people in the crowds. Absolutely wild. This guy, like, this is a great story from him, because I mean, look, I'm not here to point the finger about who is and who isn't an anti-Semite, but this is a hilarious story, because the thing is, the left can't bring itself to be openly anti-Semitic, right? It is against quote-unquote racism in all forms, and so they have to kind of dance around what they're actually trying to say and use euphemisms like Zionists. Listen to this. This, again, before, like, if this was a right-wing festival, like, just Jesus Christ.
One of the jobs that I did, I worked for a record label, and it's funny because when I worked there, the boss of the record label, we would talk every so often, and he would speak very strongly about his support for Israel.
Oh God, that's such a subtle nod to the ethnicity of his boss at the record label, isn't it? It's like, my goodness, I can't believe that he would. Oh, he's being so clever.
Treading on that line, do you know what I mean? He was treading on that line. And then this letter, or this list of names came out recently of people trying to stop our mate's Kneecap from performing here today. And who do I see on that fucking list of names? but that bald-headed cunt I used to fucking work for. We've done it all right? From working in bars to working for fucking Zionists. And if we can do this, I promise you, lot, you can do absolutely anything that...
Honestly, how do you get away with that sort of thing? Well, I'll tell you how you get away with that sort of thing. So I looked up Bob Villain, and this is just the first... I looked him up on YouTube, 21,000 subscribers, like, nobody knows who they are. And this is the first video I clicked on. It's called He's a Man, and it's just him shitting on straight white Englishmen through the wokest lens possible. He's a racist misogynist, like white privileged, patriarchal, but essentially loser. So as you can see, the guy is just portrayed like a disgusting, slobbish loser. So it's just like, right, so it's just, I hate English men, and I'm also going to sing and brag about how I've stolen your country, and you're not going to get it back. This is from their set, and I'm just... be warned, this is going to piss you off.
Heard you want your country back. Ha! Shut the fuck up. Heard you want your country back. You can't have that. Heard you want your country back. Ha! Shut the fuck up. Heard you want your country back. Shit, me too. Heard you want your country back. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, I think that's enough of that. But you see the point. They know exactly what they're doing, and they have a free hand in doing it here. And like I said at the beginning, no Fed posting, keep your shit in check. This is for your information. You need to know these things. You need to know these are the opinions they have about you. They think that they are stealing from you, because look at the sign behind him. This country was built on the backs of immigrants. Everything about the entire festival is predicated on the most pure form of the woke narrative, which means they hate you and everything that your ancestors did, everything they stood for, everything they built, they're going to take away from you, and they're going to brag about it and shove it in your face as they do it. So, like I said, expect the comments to be very reasonable. Just file this under, we know.